Tarot has been around since the 14th century with 78 cards in a deck, 4 traditional suits, and 2 arcanas. Tarot is very complicated, and I'm here to break it down a little bit for you. For reference, today I'm going to be using the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. It will vary from deck to deck because some decks have different themes, and so you'll see the 4 suits change, or you'll see the major cards in each suit change. But for reference, I will be using the Rider-Waite today. Today, I am going to tell you all about the history of tarot, how to do a simple reading, and the benefits that tarot can have on your mental health. According to tarot.com, there are 78 cards in a deck with 4 suits, being cups, wands, pentacles, and swords. There are 22 cards in the major arcana. The major arcana are cards that are not in one of the 4 suits, like the king, the queen, the emperor, the empress, and they represent larger life events. There are 56 cards in the minor arcana, which are all part of one of the 4 suits, and they represent smaller life events. For example, this is the 2 of Pentacles, and it represents challenges that you go through in certain times of your life. Tarot first began in late 14th century France and Italy. Artists were commissioned to paint certain people of stature as the major triumph cards. Common folk couldn't really have their own deck until the printing press was invented, as it was very expensive to commission artists to paint tarot decks for you. Antoine Court de Gebelin in 1781 published the first complex analysis of tarot. He was convinced that tarot had an esoteric history with Egyptian priests, and the Catholic Church didn't like this, and so they did everything that they could to hide the knowledge from the public. And Anthony kept persisting that tarot had esoteric history, even when there was no evidence to prove this. In 1791, French occultist Jean-Baptiste Allier released a deck solely for divination purposes, and modern tarot card reading was born. Now, let's get into how to do a reading. So, the first thing that you want to do is shuffle your cards. The way that I shuffle my cards is I divide my deck in half, then I bring the back half up to the front and flick my wrist in a downward motion, so several cards fall at a time. You can do this as much or as little as you feel. You can do it really fast, you can do it really slow. It's all just about how you want to do it and how you feel. You can also shuffle other ways. This is just the way that I like the best. Next, you'll want to actually pull your cards. You can do this a number of ways. You can spread cards out like on a table, and you can just pick cards like how you feel you should pick them. You can draw cards straight from the top. You can draw cards from the bottom. You can divide the deck into how many cards you're going to be drawing, which is normally how I do my readings, and I just pull the top card from each portion of the deck. So now I'm going to actually pull the cards. This is the 2 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the 3 of Cups. It's very important to keep your cards in the order in which you've pulled them because each card represents something a little bit different. Today, I'm just doing a simple like past, present, future kind of reading, but you can ask the cards whatever you want and the cards will have an answer for you. So the Two of Swords is going to be my past, the Queen of Cups is going to be the present, and the Three of Cups is going to be the future. So the Two of Cups means that something that you weren't expecting was coming. This person is sitting in front of the ocean with their back to the ocean, blindfolded, and so it represents how something came that you weren't expecting and how it shaped you into being the person that you are today. The Queen of Cups represents motherly energy, as all of the queens of each suit does. This card represents contentment, and it represents feeling good about the place that you're in. The Three of Cups is three women dancing, drinking wine out of the cups, and this represents celebration, and so it represents like being content with where you are, and it also represents being happy and just free to be who you are. Next, I'm going to be talking about the mental health benefits of tarot. According to healthline.com, more than 1/4 of US adults consider themselves spiritual but not religious. Since the beginning of time, humans have turned to organized religion, whether that's Christianity, Buddhism, Islam, anything that you can think of. But so many people don't feel like they fit into a group like that, but they still feel like there's a higher purpose to life. And that statistic is over an 8% increase from 2012. So more and more people are feeling like this every day, and more people are discovering things like this. And things like this can really help your mental health because tarot, like the cards won't lie to you. The cards will tell you what's going on, but at the same time, you can use it to encourage yourself, and you can use it to get a fresh new perspective on what's going on. Obviously, I would not recommend using tarot in place of a treatment for any mental health issue, but tarot can certainly help open your eyes to something that you might not be seeing. So to sum it all up, today we learned about the history of tarot, we learned how to do a basic reading, and we learned the mental health benefits of tarot. The cards have been around for hundreds of years, and I hope that they'll be around for hundreds more so they can impact people's lives the way that they've impacted mine. Thank you.